Western Cape Minister of Mobility, Sileku, has announced the closure of 6 taxi routes effective today due to escalating violence between the Cape Amalgamated Taxi Association and Congress of Democratic Taxi Associations. This decision comes after 6 people lost their lives in recent taxi-related shootings in Cape Town. The affected routes will be closed for 30 days in an effort to restore order and safety. SABC News reporter Corbin August has more on the story. Corbin, how are things looking this morning? Are there contingency plans? How are commuters feeling? Perhaps give us a sense of what's happening on the ground.
Well, yes, indeed. Good morning to you and to the viewers. And as you indicated, today is day 1 of the closures on various routes here in Cape Town. One of the routes affected is the route between Khayelitsha and Somerset West. Among the other areas that will be affected are Nomzamo and Mfuleni. Now, as you indicated, these closures were announced by the Western Cape Department of Mobility, and this is due to the spike in violence that we've seen within the taxi industry here in Cape Town. Several taxi-related shootings and murders that have occurred over the last few weeks. This morning we started at the Somerset West taxi rank, where we visited that taxi rank just to assess the situation, and what we saw there was that the 3 lanes were barricaded and closed off, and these were the 3 routes that aren't going to be operating from today. But we also saw the other routes that should have been open were also closed. So the Somerset West taxi rank is a ghost town this morning with no operations there at all. From there we moved to the Makaza taxi rank, which is where we are now. And what we are seeing here behind me is the closure of the Somerset West lane. So no operations running for the taxis between Khayelitsha and Somerset West from this rank from today. Now, the department has announced that they have made alternative arrangements for transport, and this is more services for buses and for trains in these areas. But many of the commuters that we spoke to, they say that they struggle with the alternative transport because it's usually not as accessible as taxis, and it also costs much more for them to travel with buses or trains. But Leanne, I think we'll leave it at that, and we'll continue to track the story and bring you more updates later. Back to you.
All right, Corbin August, thanks. Keeping an eye on the developments there in terms of what's happening with that taxi situation, and 30 days starting where they won't be operating and those contingency plans have been made.